A rift between the Agriculture Department and Texas's Agriculture Commissioner is intensifying over the federal response to the New World screwworm fly. The Agriculture Department says the deadly parasite has infected 3 calves and 1 goat in Texas. Another case has been confirmed in a dog in New Mexico. In a statement today, Texas's Agriculture Commissioner and longtime Trump ally Sid Miller once again called out the government for not doing enough to stop the outbreak. Miller said in part, quote, "We have a narrow window to stop this pest before it gains a stronger foothold in the United States. Washington needs to move faster." Miller has also expressed concern about farmers not reporting screwworm cases because they're worried about quarantines and the government controlling their farms. At a press conference yesterday, fellow Texan and U.S. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins was asked about Miller's comments.
That is a very unserious comment from a perhaps unserious ag commissioner with just a few months left. It is also a very dangerous suggestion, if you will.
Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller joins us now. Commissioner, thanks again for joining us. What's your response to what the secretary said?
Well, that was uncalled for. I thought it was rather childish and unstatesmanlike. I find it kind of comical that she thinks I'm unserious. That's like calling it Hercules week. I'm very serious about this. I'm the most serious person, much more serious than the USDA is about stopping this threat. So I'm putting everything I've got into it. My entire agency is ready to do this on our own if USDA decides that they don't want to move forward and stop this pest. We have the tools to stop it. We need to implement them and use them.
So before we talk about why farmers are also serious about this, why they're telling you they are, let's talk about the solution that you propose. The U.S. cattle industry began sounding the alarm over screwworms when they were detected in Mexico in 2024. The USDA has been deploying sterile male flies to stop screwworms from returning. But you're proposing something instead. What is that, and why is what the USDA is doing not enough?
Well, what they're doing is the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. That's a definition of insanity. They're releasing 100 million sterile flies a week. Been doing that for 18 months. So we've released over 7 billion sterile flies. Yet we have more cases today than when we started. And they've marched from southern Mexico 1,100 miles into Texas and New Mexico. It's not working, folks. We have a tool. The USDA has it. They come up with it. They've deployed it. They've used it in the past called the SWAS system. That's Screwworm Adult Suppression System. It's basically a fly bait. You put the fly bait out, and past it's killed from 80 to 95% of the screwworm flies. You follow up with sterile flies. The reason the sterile flies don't work is that they release 100 million flies, but half of them are females. The ideal is to get the male the sterile male to mate with a fertile female, and there's no offspring. Well, they don't mate with the fertile females. There's a fertile sterilized female right beside them, so they just mate with each other. Maybe 1 in 100,000 actually goes out and finds a fertile female to mate with. So it's not working.
Why do you think the federal government doesn't want to deploy the SWAS method?
I've asked them. They don't have a good answer. It's their program. It's not mine. The very first time I brought it up to Brooke Rollins, she says it's environmentally insensitive. I said, well, what does that mean? I don't get it. She said, well, it might kill some good flies. I said, well, I don't know what a good fly is, but let's say we kill the good flies. You've got $1 billion fly factory. Let's go make some more flies and turn them loose. Let's get after. The number one thing is to eradicate the screwworm fly.
What's at stake here, Commissioner?
What's that?
What's at stake here? What are farmers telling you?
Well, it's a over $30 billion industry in Texas, just our livestock industry. But we have a wildlife industry that's huge. We have over 1 million acres under high fence. So, but it's not, look, it's just not agriculture. This mainly, and you had it on the screen, there was a dog. Most of these cases recently, a lot of them anyway, are dogs, pets, cats. You know, just a bite from a tick is enough to attract the screwworm fly and infect your pet. The 275 human cases in Mexico, 2 of them died. So this could affect any and everybody. It's not just ranchers that, with cattle. It's sheep, horse, goats, pigs, feral hogs, it's wildlife, it's chickens, it's poultry, it's anything that has warm blood in it is susceptible to this pest.
Okay, Commissioner Sid Miller, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. God bless. We're going to get rid of this if Texas has to do it on our own.